What's going on, guys? My name is James Collects, and if you're finding me for the first time, I am both a nerdy collector and an eBay reseller. So 2020 has been around for just over a month, and I thought really I should try and get back into the swing of things as to updating you guys as to what I've actually sold online. I have done a few Amazon bits, but I've still waiting for a delivery to be catalogued onto my account, which is typical. I seem to have really bad luck with Amazon at the moment. So we're going to go through month by month. So obviously we're starting off with January. To be honest, fairly poor sales for myself. Just under 1,500 coming. Yeah, 1,500 coming in for the month. Not the best month, not by any stretch. I did reopen my eBay account on, I think I would have done it on the 30th of December or something ridiculous. So it's reopened, and we had a flurry of sales come in, as you can see from the graph down below. We had a few days where we had some good numbers, and then it's gone back down again to where there is literally nothing coming in, where we'd have nothing, and then there'd be a little bit coming in, and then there'd be nothing. So I've just upgraded my shop to the mid tier, where it's like 70 odd pounds a month, but now the goal would be to list everything as soon as I buy it, whereas previously I was purposely not listing everything because of the limitation to how much I could list without being charged. So I'm hoping this will now give me more of an incentive to, right, you've got it, just get it listed and get rid of it, rather than sitting on it. So we're going to go and just pick out several random bits that we sold, and we will go from there. So first up is a boxed Astro Wars from Grandstand. I sold this for the obscene amount of money you see before you, full asking price of £139 plus postage, and I'm fairly sure this actually went as a small parcel, and I think it may have gone international. I can't quite remember. No, it was a medium parcel because the box was slightly too deep. So it was a medium parcel. And I think I bought this tail end of 2019. And I think I paid 20 quid for it from a local dealer. So I aimed high, and I just sat on it. And I sat on it because it takes up next to no room. And there weren't many people selling boxed ones at the time of me listing this. So I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll stick a few quid extra on, and I'll just stick to my guns and just see what happens. Eventually, it sold for a tidy bit of profit. Next up is some spingers. Now, if I had the foam insert for the yellow one, we would have got a few extra quid. Again, I think this only cost me, I want to say £2. I can't quite remember. It'll be in one of the videos going back. I think actually going back to 2018, I may have actually purchased this. So these were sitting in storage for absolutely ages. Now, I remember initially when I bought these, there was only a few online, and they're going for about 70-80 quid. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have waited, but I was going through a whole box of just like miniature toys and play sets and things like that, and these were inside. So I thought, you know what, it's time to get it listed and then stick them back into a different box and just wait for them to go. And lo and behold, they did. They sold for £50, including postage. So I went as a small parcel, so I would have done signed for, so it would have cost me £3.90 plus the cost of the box and the packing materials. But again, from a £2 investment, I'm quite happy with that. Then we have clothes, which I don't pick up clothes very often at all, and this was one of the first lots of clothing that I had actually ever bought. And this, I think it maybe cost me £7. That's from memory. This was bought tail end of last year again, I think. Fairly certain it was. And they were in really good condition, and they were from a charity shop which tends to always look things up and price accordingly. Like, for example, you won't go in there, at least I've been in there the last few times, and they've got the Hunter's wellies from there, which were priced at 30, but they had a half price sale on down to 15. And from that you can imagine what their normal prices are like for a lot of the clothing items. So they do have a lot of branded stuff, but they'll want, and these will only be like plimsoll type shoes, they'll want like £30 a piece, which there's just no margin within that whatsoever. Not when they're heavily worn, or not heavily worn, but there's visible markings on it. But feedback came back quite quickly, and they sold, I think, within only a week or two of me actually listing them. Not the greatest picture. That's got my horrible living room wall in the background, and that was just a side table that we use next to the sofa. And you can see I took a picture of the tread on the underside, and you can see that it's barely been worn, which is why I wanted to get that in the picture. But yeah, it sold quite quickly. Full asking price of $49.99 plus postage. I tried to do plus postage on any items of clothing, so that if they return it for whatever reason, I won't have to refund them back afterwards, because that's the way that I've done it anyway. Obviously you can do it a completely different way if you wish to. Next up is this lovely Daffy Duck, or is it Donald Duck? Donald Duck telephone. I had it online for absolutely ages, and it just wasn't shifting, so it was just thrown into the spare room and was just forgotten about. But it has now sold. There was an offer taken for £50 plus postage, so, and I think this cost me a tenner. So it's a nice novelty item. I don't think I will be picking up any more novelty telephones in the time being, unless it's something really special. They're big, they're bulky, and they're just too much of a pain for my liking. Although he is quite cute. Next up is some Loot Crate Funko Pops. Now, I have sold 24 of these, and I sold them for a variety of prices. I think I started off at £12. This is when the market was absolutely flooded. You could not get away from this Funko Pop. They were everywhere. I think, yeah, they owed me, I think, I'm going to have to try and log back in to the site that I bought them from. I think they owed me less than £1 each. And what I was doing was keeping an eye on the market, and I was finding that all of a sudden I get a spike in views. So I'd have a quick look on eBay, and there was no one else selling them. So I went from £12.49 up to £15, and then I'd get a couple of sales, because obviously people are panicking that the price is going up. So I went up to £17.49. Again, got a couple more sales. So I thought, you know what, the last two I'll stick on at £19.99 a piece. And again, they went very, very quickly. In hindsight, I should have bought more than 24. I think at the time I probably had the option to buy well over 100 of them. And yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But again, for the sake of a quid, and to knock them out at sort of £15 to £20 plus including postage, I'm not going to moan too much about that. Next up is a smartphone sensor Bluetooth headset thingamajiggy. This was part of a box that someone sent to me, and to this day I still don't know who sent me the item. Now, this box had the GoPro, which I have used since. It had 2 of these Voyager edges, and it also had a couple of kudos. I say a couple. It had 10 kudos packs, which is basically like a mount for a GoPro where you can put more connections on it. So it would go in one, and then you'd have like an extra 2, so you could have like a light and a microphone and things like that. So yeah, I still don't know who sent me the package. If you are watching this, still massive thank you. But I sold 2 of them for £34, and they cost me absolutely nothing. So I'm not gonna moan at that, not by any stretch. Next is another bolo, really. Although trying to find board games like this sealed on a regular basis is going to be near impossible. I think this may cost me anywhere between 50p and £4. Sold it for 30, including postage. Thankfully, you could scan the barcode, and it came up with pictures of other brand new board games. So literally nicked someone else's picture, because all they've done is nicked from my website anyway. So that was really nice and simple and easy. Nice, quick, easy money. Then we have Finn Muck Missile from Cars 2. I think this cost me £7.49 or thereabouts. Unfortunately, missing its missiles. At the time of me listing this, there was no other boxed ones available in the UK. Although saying that, I'm fairly confident this actually went international. So it was boxed, but it wasn't brand new. There was some wear and tear. It was missing the missiles, but everything else worked absolutely fine. I got £25 plus postage, which I'm very, very happy about because it went in a small parcel as well. It was right on the edge. There was not much wiggle room for the depth of that box. So if you do find this out and about, you need a box that is made to the exact size for a small parcel, which thankfully I have quite a few of. Right then, last two items. So we have an old Pokemon TCG binder. I think this was my last one, and I sold it for £24.99 including postage. Now I think this owed me £3. It's in very good condition. I had a message come through from a buyer asking if there was any room on price, and I said, look, I've had a few of these. This is my last one. I'm going to stick to my price. Within 5 minutes, sold for the asking price. So I've still got a few of the other ones where it's got Ash, Brock and Misty on the front. They don't seem to go as well. Maybe they were just more common back in the late 1990s, early 2000s. But yeah, cost me £3 and cleared a good £15 profit on that. So I'm very happy. And then last year I bought a huge lot of mask toys from a car boot, from a dealer, where he had loads of it at this Sunday car boot, and I've seen him about a few times. And I remember walking backwards and forwards a few times, and he had everything individually marked up into its sets and prices. So I offered him, I think I offered him £100 for the lot, which I think now, including this set, I think we were closer to 400 than 350 from the lot. That's my phone. That's probably the wife. No, that's a Facebook Marketplace pickup, which includes a bit of travel, but hopefully I'll be able to work something out. So yeah, I think this brought back more. It was closer to 400 rather than the 350 mark. I did everything on auction. The only thing I didn't do was the Boulder Hill set, simply because it required a larger parcel, and at the time I didn't have any boxes. So I did everything that was available in the small parcels and then just waited. There's a few items that didn't sell, which was mainly obviously the ones that weren't part of this set. So it's basically this section there was all done as individual auctions but didn't sell. So I thought, you know what, I was going to bundle it all together and just get rid of it, because it had just been sitting in the conservatory just sort of gathering dust. So yeah, I've not yet seen the guy. Admittedly, we've not had a car boot since, and I know the one that I saw him at, he doesn't go to all the time anyway. So I'm hopefully going to get his number, because if he paid £10 for a lot, and he will quite happily flip it to me for £100, so he makes £90 for pretty much doing the research and moving it from A to B, I'll quite happily make £200 on top of my £100 investment, and just, yeah, snap away and then just post it. But there we go, that is the whole of this particular video done. So I am going to try and get back into the motion of doing this. This may not be out until the 17th of February. So if that is the case, I'll make sure that February's one, which at the moment, this is probably my worst month for a bloody long time. I will make sure that it's done closer to the start of March rather than the middle of March. But that is it from me. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And I will see you lovely lot in the next video. Good gaming and happy collecting. Adios.